Hi, this is Tanya from Love Buddha Tarot, back with the cards for the day for the 21st of February 2017. How are you all? Are you all feeling the energy of the solar eclipse yet? Yeah, it's there, and it's pretty bizarre. Can I just say before I start the cards, thank you again to all of the new subscribers, all of the people watching these videos. I am working on the monthly videos as well. They should be out this week, but there's so much going on that, they're a little bit behind them. I wanted to get them out sort of the beginning of this week. It is now going to be midweek, I think. And can I just say as well, please, that to please be mindful that there is only me running this show, so I am the one answering emails. I am the one doing readings. I am the one trying to keep my energy as good as possible. And I am also the one that actually needs a little bit of a life as well. So if I don't answer you straight away with time differences and things like that, it's not that I'm ignoring you. It's, every email I get is documented and it's there, and I will reply as soon as I get a chance. So please just, a little bit of patience. All of the readings are going out on time. And can I also say as well, if anybody books a reading, could you please get in touch with me? Could you please send me an email as well, rather than just send payment via PayPal? Because when that comes through, I don't know what it's for. I don't know whether it's a donation for the readings. I don't know whether it's for a reading or what. So can you please just drop me a little line? And then I know that goes in my folder, and that goes in where I need to contact you and arrange an appointment. I hope that makes sense. Sorry, it's just there's things coming from all over, and I'm not the most organized person in the world, and I'm trying my hardest. I've even bought myself a diary, which I've never had a diary in my life. My friends all find it quite comical. But like I say, it's only me doing this, so I'm getting round to everybody, so please. I appreciate that. Right, the cards today. I'm getting, as soon as I pulled them up, I got the message straight away. It's like, bam, okay, right, well, that's what's going on. And it's quite interesting. So I'm actually really interested to see where this goes as well. The card that I picked is the Devil. Now, like I say, I've mentioned these cards, they're still new, but they're fascinating. I spoke to the author, the artist, the other day about these cards, and the only word that I said that I could find for them was mesmerizing. There's something magical about these cards, and there's something very, very intriguing, and a little bit where I'm like, oh, how far do you delve into this? There's like a quite intoxicating, these cards, which ties in very, very well with this, the Devil. Now, within normal tarot, the Devil is about self-sabotage. It's about compulsion, doing things that, we know aren't good for us, but still feeling compelled to do them. It's about like sort of not being in control of us, feeling like there's something else at play. But with this, it's different, Now, I have ordered the book, so I'm really interested to see the book when it comes, because, just to read the artist's take on them. I mean, I read intuitively. You all know that, so it's not that the book will sway my readings, but it's interesting to see another view on this. Now, within this card, what this is it's sort of like the Sabbath witch meeting, right? Now, in the olden times, what the witches had to do here was it was a ritual, it was a ceremony where they used to go and they used to actually call in the devil. So this is black magic. This is talking about. This is black magic, okay? And it's quite debauched, and there's a lot of debauchery, a lot of sin, I would say, with this. I mean, I'm, like I say, sin is whatever you think it is, But yeah, so with this, it's sort of feeling compelled now. Where I'm going with this, so please bear with me, is that within witchcraft, okay, and within paganism or whatever, I'm not massive. I'm not huge into that, but I do know a bit. A lot of people get very scared, okay, when you mention witchcraft or when you mention anything of that sort. Now, witchcraft and true witchcraft has nothing to be scared about at all. There is no reason to be scared. Witchcraft in itself is actually a very beautiful, I don't know if you want to call it a religion, but it's a practice, a very, very beautiful practice. And there is no control within this. You know, it's not about controlling another person. And I feel, and what this card is coming in is saying, like, be careful of your judgments of things that you don't know anything about. Okay? That's exactly what they're saying. They're saying, that's it, you've got it. Right. Because within witchcraft, you know, which spirituality sort of comes from that as well, you know, they link hand in hand. There are certain rules. And one of the rules is live each day like it's your last, you know, because one day you will be right. So this is it. So you enjoy life, okay? Another one is love, and it's love yourself foremost, because when you love yourself, this is when, you know, you can be loving to those around you as well, okay? The third one is learn, you know, learn from life's lessons. This is what they're there for. They're there to teach us, you know, and this is the reason we are on earth, you know, to learn these lessons. The fourth one is enjoy life, you know, because this is what it's here for. We need to enjoy it, you know. You don't just waste your time, because time enjoyed is time never wasted. And the fifth one, which I feel is the most important one within witchcraft, within spirituality, within being a human being, is harm no one. So, you know, a lot of people think, oh, witches, they put curses, they put whatever. That is when it is down to black magic. Now, right, okay, sorry, this is where they're going. What they're saying is a lot of these people who are feared, who are afraid of any sort of spirituality, afraid of the differences that we have, afraid of living, people that live their life in a free manner, are actually the ones who are practicing this black magic without them even knowing it. Right, okay. I told you these cards are strange. I'm getting right. Okay, am I explaining this right? So these people who will judge and condemn other people, what they are doing, their thoughts, their words about these other people are derogative. You know, they're negative. They are actually judging somebody for living their life in the way that they want to live it. That is a form of black magic. Our words, every time we speak a word, you know, it's something that we put out there. We put it out into the universe, and that has an energy and it stays there. So these people, if they're gossiping, if they're condemning, if they're pointing the finger of blame, whatever, these are the ones that are practicing the magic of the dark arts without them even knowing it. Okay, is this making sense? I'm trying to get it in my own head. Now, what is very funny about this is I was out at the weekend and I heard a story. I was going to say a rumor, you know, but rumors usually have a little bit of truth in them. So it was a story. A story is something that's made up. And I heard a story that is going around about me, okay? And it is laughable. It is absolutely laughable. It is comical. The people that told me that they'd heard it actually said, you know what, sorry Tanya, but you know, we know that there is no truth in that, you know. So it was very easy to laugh off. So there are people out there that feel that they need to in some way blacken my name in the most ridiculous manner, you know. And behind this, there will be a fear, you know, a fear of something they don't understand, a fear of something where they don't know the facts, so they're actually making that up. But that can condemn, and that is judgment. So instead of me being the weird one and doing what I do, you know, where all I do is give out love and help, because I work, and I don't work with witchcraft, but I work with magic, and I work with white magic, you know. So these people that are scared of that are the ones that are actually practicing the black, if that makes sense, yeah? So this card is like I say, it's so interesting, okay? And it's like people would burn you at the stake if they could. You know, this is it. I mean, this is, I know I'm joking about that because, like I say, I let it go over my head. It's water off a duck's back. But people can be condemned by somebody else's view of them, somebody else's thoughts around what they're doing. John Lennon that said, wasn't it, within one of his songs, the way things are going, they're going to crucify me. And this is it, and then once what happens is there becomes this witch hunt, and everybody sort of, and they've all got the fire and everything, and they're all running to attack. And this is coming from a place of fear, a fear of something that they don't understand. So, with the devil here as well, the devil there is controlling. He is controlling for his own gain. This has got nothing to do with these people. So he's sucking them in to his dark, debauched, crazy world, and crazy mindset. And he knows what he's doing because he's manipulative. He's controlling. That's what the devil is. And the devil will play on our weaknesses. So if somebody knows that there's a fear there, if somebody's scared of something, if somebody is down and not feeling good, then this devil here, he will go for that Achilles heel because that's what makes him powerful. And this is when we get people that are narcissists, and this is when we get, people that are manipulative and abusers and controllers, because they're not powerful within themselves. So what they need to do is they need to weaken another person, find their weaknesses and go in for the kill every single time to try and bring that person back down onto their negative, lower vibration so that they then feel above them and they then feel in control. So this card is about, I want to say, look at areas in your life where you may actually be, without thinking, speaking and judging other people. Look at areas in your life where you may have seeds implanted into your head about other people, from other people, So, is there somewhere where somebody is trying to mold your thoughts, mold your opinions, change your story, make you see things in a different light? Because a lot of times when we have this card, it is about illusions, and when we have all this smoke and mirrors, and you think if we have a look at sort of ancient magicians, they weren't practicing magic, stage magicians, sorry. They weren't practicing magic. They were doing it to get the thrill of the crowd, and it was all sleight of the hand and look at this, and in your head you were believing that that was real, And yes, okay, we make that person disappear. But that person isn't disappear. They're just behind a cloak, or they're just behind a shield. They're still there, So this card is saying here, be very aware of the truth, Be very aware of what you maybe believe in are facts. Because you don't know the full story. And this is what it's saying here, there's the full story isn't being out there. And you cannot judge another person until you have walked in their shoes because, we all have our own story. But some people see you, they see me on here, and people think that they know me. And I'm very honest on here and I'm very truthful. And the people that know me in real life know that that is who I am anyway. But people see me on here and they judge me, As much as the beautiful messages that I say that I get off all of you that I love, I also get very negative messages as well, and I get very negative messages telling me that I'm a sinner, and that I'm working for the devil and things like that, and I don't focus on these, they're right, okay, whatever. There's something crazy going on in that person's mind, but this is what I'm saying at the moment, be very careful of your thoughts because people can implant thoughts. you can actually see something in a different way, you know, and you can then form an opinion and have that as fact when really it isn't fact. So what I'm saying with this today is look at the facts, you know, take away judgment of anybody. Somebody might be doing something you don't approve of, but that is their bag, you know. If they ask your opinion for it, then give it, you know, but you can't judge them for that, you know, that is their life and they're living it in the way that they are. They, you know, and that is their prerogative to do that. And as long as they're not harming anybody else, if they're harming themselves, that is their thing. But as long as they're not harming anybody else, then we have free will and we can do what we want. And remember the fifth law of witchcraft: harm no one, you know, because whatever you give out, you know, and I'm not saying that you're all sitting there doing this, but whatever you give out is what you get back, and you get it back threefold, you know. So whatever you give out there to somebody, it will return, you know, it will return to you. So be mindful of that as well, because there's a lot of people going through shit at the moment, you know, and not bad shit, but they're going through stuff at the moment, and they need to look at, what am I giving out? What am I giving out that is actually bringing this back to me? Because the universe is like a mirror, you know, and whatever we put out there, it comes back. So somebody can sit and call somebody, like I say, you know, make up these rumours. And then if a rumour said about them, it's like, why is people saying that about me? Well, because that is what you put out and that's what you give back. So if you give love out, I understand these rules, you know, and that is why I give love out on a daily basis, because that is what I get back and that is what I focus on, you know. So I really hope this is making sense. It's a bit disjointed, but the message is strong there, because it's like, come out of the darkness. I mean, we talked about this yesterday, didn't we? Coming out of the darkness. But this is seeing the light, but just the truth as well, you know, the truth of the matter. Don't allow anybody to control you. Don't allow anybody to manipulate you. Don't allow anybody to get their hooks. It's like getting their hooks. Now, a lot of people have psychic hooks. And what this does is they can get into us. And, you know, we find it very hard to break away from that. But there's a lot of cord cutting exercise. There's a lot of stuff that you can do which can stop this straight away. And I may actually, when I get a time, I may do videos talking about each of these, just small little videos, you know, in order to protect yourself. But yeah, it's like this. Don't fuel the fire in any way. I feel this is what's being said. And know that, you know, you are in control of you. Nobody else has control of you. You have control of your thoughts, your actions, your deeds, and your mind. Okay, so use them wisely. That's what's coming in with that. Right, okay. Well, bit of a strange card, that one. Right. Right, okay, so the Osho card here. We have the burden. Now, we've had this one before as well. And this ties in very well with that, because if we have a look, this person here is worn out. They're worn out. They're knackered. They're tired, you know. And the reason being is because they have somebody on their back telling them what to do and telling them where to go. So this person is not allowing themselves to be in control. They are being controlled. We have the cockerel here, and this is a time, wake up, you know. Wake up and see you are your own master, you know. You are your own master. No wonder you feel like you've got a mountain to climb, because you're carrying somebody else and you have somebody else on your back, you know, and they are leading the way for you. So you're doing what you're told at the detriment of yourself. So this is very much like the devil, you know, feeling powerless and feeling like you need somebody to do this, because this person will have probably said, you need me to be on your back because you can't do this by yourself. Whereas if that person wasn't on their back, they would probably get a lot further than what they have already. So when we look, again, this is all going towards this. When we look at people in our lives who are controlling us or manipulating us or whatever, there's always you know, they're quite clever in the way that they do it. Some people do it subconsciously because that is, you know, that is just the way that they know. But they do it where they make us think that we need them, or they make us think that we are a lesser person. And what we need is we need affirmation from this person. We need them to point us in the right direction. We need them to support us, whereas really that they are not supporting there. What they're doing is they're dragging you down. Remember the card yesterday when I talked about the ripeness? And it did not need the tree to support it anymore. And this is what it's saying. You don't need somebody that is saying they're there for your support when what they are doing is actually just keeping you stuck. So the cracks are starting to appear. This is it. And I want you within this to focus on those cracks, because this is talking about like having little flashes of the truth coming through, and then them being blinded again, and then little flashes of the truth, and then them being blinded. So I want you to grasp onto them, open them up, see the truth. It's like they're saying they're like open sesame, like when the door opens in the cliff. What story was that of? This is what they're showing me. And this is where you will find your treasure. What is the story? Where's the big cliff? This is what they're showing me. And then the cliff actually opens up, and inside that is where all the treasure is. And they just thought it was this dark, horrible cliff. Right, okay, sorry about that. Right, okay, so like I say, I mentioned yesterday that many of us are going through the dark night of the soul at the moment, And a lot of times this is because of the confusion of how we feel and think, and then being told how we should feel and think. So I really feel this is why this is coming in after yesterday's. Yesterday's was such a beautiful card and a beautiful energy, and it was talking about hope. And what this is saying, I feel, is it's not saying there's no hope there, because there is. There's always hope. But it's saying hope. Your hope will come when you let go of control, or the need to be controlled, or the need to control. So this is about really thinking about you, going into your head, turning that external noise off, thinking about, right, okay, this is what they're bringing in. Think about the people who may be trying to guide you, or maybe trying to give you advice, and look at how their lives are. Listen to how they speak about others, okay? Because if they are speaking ill of others, they will be speaking ill of you as well. And I think this is a lot of times, this is where we can see people, and we look at their actions. So you think about people, we're talking about thinking with the next card here, so I don't want to go too much into this, but think about how people around you speak of others. Do they speak highly of them? Are they always pulling somebody down? Are they speaking in a jealous way? Are they speaking in an inspirational way? Like such and such, look at them, their life is going great, they've just got this new promotion or whatever. Or are they saying, oh, look at such and such, they think they're something that they're not just because they've got this promotion? Both said in the same way, but both mean very, very different. One is coming from a loving place, one is coming from a fear. That person might be better than me if they go higher up the ladder, But that person might be at the bottom of the ladder, and it's better to be at the bottom of the ladder, know that you can go up, and that ladder will lead somewhere, than being at the top of the ladder that, right, okay, what is actually there? So there's a lot, I really feel there's a lot of ego going on here, a lot of ego, a lot of judgment, I feel, as well. A lot of judgment coming through. So be very careful, listen to people's words when they're talking to you, really listen to them and see how often do they speak from a nice, loving place, and how, because if they're, like I say, if they're not coming from a loving place, the chances are they won't be loving words that they say to you. Okay, so yeah, that's, sorry about these cards today, but I've got to give what I get. So the Colette Baron Reid card that we have today is Thinker. So, and what I'm getting here is think for yourself. You've got to think for yourself. You've got to move by yourself. That's a Donovan Frankenwriter song, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know the words of that, sorry, but it's a really fun song. I like it. But yeah, this is about thinking for yourself. And what this is saying is like, it's like this person has taken a break from this box that they're in, you know. And if we have a look, it's a bit like concrete jungle there, you know, all these boxes, boxes, boxes. And it's like they're on a tea break from that, and they're just sitting and they're contemplating. And they're like, is this real? You know? And you know what is real, you know, only love is real. That is what it is. So anything else is something that has been constructed, you know. You constructed, this is how you should do things, this is the way to do them. Now some people might go off and do them in a completely different way and still make a good job of it. So it's like I say, this is about trying to fit in. This is about thinking for yourself. And actually I feel it's making you, if we have a look, that person's sad, they're not happy, you know, there's a melancholy about this. And you know, we need to think about our thoughts here. This is what they're saying. And often we can react, and we react straight away with something, and our ego is what our ego sort of comes first. Our ego reacts first. Our soul stands back and listens. You know, our soul is like the quiet. It just sees what's going on. But something will happen and the ego will go bang. Right, okay, you need to do this. Like I say, when I heard this thing the other night, my ego straight away, all right, I'm going to put them straight. And my soul is like, don't be silly. You know, you don't have to do that. So this is it. You know, the ego wants to defend. The ego wants to, it is your false friend. And it will think that you have been wronged in some way, you know. And this can be very detrimental, which, like I say, we talked about the devil, and this is about self-sabotage. So it's looking at areas where you let your ego control you as well. This might not just be other people, but when you let your ego take control, it will not take you down a nice path, you know, and it will come back and it will slap you in the face and it will bite you on the arse, you know, and this is what your ego does. You know, when I talked about this before, when we talked about, you know, within witchcraft, it's whatever you give out, you get back threefold. And this is what happens when we work from our ego, you know. Our ego can react instantly, and this can make us actually, you know, repent for a long time after that, because it's like, once you thought about something and you actually see it rationally and you calm down and you think, right, okay, I'm very vocal. I'm vocal all the time like this. If I am arguing with somebody or if somebody says something, I tend to go quite quiet. This isn't me being passive in any way. This is because I'm trying to quiet my ego, because we all have it. It's never going to go away, but it's taking control of it. So I sit and I think and I rationalize and I think, right, okay, what is really going on here? Where am I coming from with this? Where is that person coming from with this? And I see the truth of the matter within that, you know. When I react like that, I'm not seeing the truth. You know, I'm that fire that is there, you know, when I'm saying don't burn the fire, it's that fire that gets me forward. And that is when, you know, I usually, when that happens, you know, it's quite rare now, but when it happens, that is when I say things I regret, or I act in a way that I wished I hadn't, you know. So this is about taking time to think. And before we think about anything, before we gossip about others, you know, because everybody likes to gossip. We all like that because it makes us feel important. We have this special knowledge that somebody else doesn't know, and we want to feel important. But what you need to think about is that special knowledge truthful? Is that special knowledge going to help the person it's about, or also help the person you're telling, you know? What is it? Because before you speak any words, what you should do is think. Now, when we break think down, it's like think, is this true? Okay? Is it true what I'm actually going to say? Somebody might have told me it's true, but do I know that this is true? Do I know 100% that this is true before I speak it? Is it helpful? Is this going to help me? Is this going to help the person telling me? Or is this going to help the person that it's about? Is it inspiring? You know, is there something good going to come from this conversation? You know, or is it just worthless? You know, little bit of a cheap thrill, which is what you get with the devil. Then N, is it necessary? Is there any point to this? You know, is there any point in actually using these words about this? Is this going to help any situation? And the final one is it kind? Because if your words or your actions or your deeds are anything but kind, then they shouldn't be done, because no matter who we are on this 3D surface, in the 5D world, we are all the same and we are all one, and everybody deserves the same amount of respect, So this is about giving love, even to people who in the 3D world that you might not think deserve it. Like I said yesterday, this is about giving it out there. So it's about, think before you speak. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? And most of all, is it kind? And if it's not, don't say it. Don't do it, because otherwise, this is when we get into this form of negativity being put out into the world, and you don't actually want to be somebody who plays a part in that, So just practice white and stick with the light, they've just said. So wow, a bit of a strange reading there. I hope that made sense to some of you. But yeah, we really, we are in control of our mind, nobody else. So like I say, there's a lot of ways mind control can go on. We see it with adverts on the TV, we see it with posters on the side of bus stations and stuff like that. It's all trying to get into our little subconscious, but it's up to us to recognize that, and it's up to us to block it. If anything is going in there which isn't nice, isn't pure, isn't positive, then this is what will come out here, So keep it clean, keep inside your head nice and clean, and then that's what you will give out. It will be clean thoughts, clean words, helpful and kind words. Okay, so have an absolutely fabulous day today. If anybody would like a reading with me, please get in touch either via my Facebook or via my website. I will try and get round today to answering all the emails, but I have a lot going on in my personal life as well. But there's a real pondering coming with these cards today. I think it's like, look at the truth here. Really look at the real truth and nothing but the truth, Yeah, right. Okay, I'm going to stop now because there's more, and I just don't think that is necessary necessary or inspiring. Inspiring. Okay, so I'll be back tomorrow with the cards of today. Sat Nam.